In my last video, I posted a list of allies that I'd like for World War III. And I'm sure a lot of people thought to themselves, okay, North Korea is on the list, but Germany's not. How can that happen? How can Israel not be on the list? And what I'll tell you is their spies have made very, very bad decisions. Israel has under 10 million people. And when I pick people as my allies, I actually consider how many people live in their country. The problem is Israel's out. No one likes Israel, and there's a reason, because they have been so mean to the Arab people. But then I'm sure you guys are going, there are no Arab countries on the list at all. Not one. I don't see Egypt. You love Egypt, right? I don't see Lebanon. I don't see Syria. I don't see Kuwait. I don't see Iraq. I don't see Iran. I see Afghanistan on there somehow. Why in the world is your list the way it is? And what I'll tell you is North Korea is a question mark now, because I really like Kim Yo-jong, and I really like Choesung. And I noticed that that Kim Jong-un kind of took him out of power, and I don't know what happened there. I haven't had much time to worry about Kim Jong-un's the internal power struggles in North Korea, and I do know that Kim Jong-un is a spoiled brat, and that he doesn't fully understand what's good for his people, even though I think he wants what's good for his people. I think it's hard being someone that has to convince everyone you're God, and that you shot in 18 holes in golf when you're not good at golf. You're not a good athlete. You're overweight, and that's just how it is. And if you're lying, then eventually those lies catch up with you. And sometimes it's just better to tell the truth. And I feel like Kim Yo-jong is more fiercely for her people than Kim Jong-un. But at the same time, I understand that China and North Korea are that close. They're like, teeth and lips? That's how a Chinese general described their relationship. And I do understand that South Korea is such a close ally of mine that I want to make sure that South Korea is safe in the event that World War III breaks out. But I also have a philosophy on North Korea. I can just nuke every single inch of North Korea, and then I don't have to worry about them. So sometimes you want someone to be your ally, but then you also have to recognize that it's not very hard just to kill everyone in their country. And once you kill everyone in their country, they're not that big of a threat. So this list could change. It could also not change. It could also be very similar. Am I that big of a fan of Vladimir Putin? Not at all. Why is Russia on the list? For practical reasons. For two reasons. Lila Tretikov, and because they are that difficult to fight. And they also have oil, so they could contribute, and they also have knowledge of Iran's defense posture, and a lot of countries' defense posture, because they sell so many weapons. Is India on the list? No. Why? The Indian government's made some bad decisions, and sometimes people are arrogant and they think they're the shit. And then that leads them to not being shit at all, because they can't get oil and they already have water problems. And I do like the Indian religion, but the fact of the matter is Hindus don't tend to be actual Hindus. I'm more of a Hindu than most Hindus. They don't understand their religion. They understand the ritual. It's kind of like Christians, who are very, very violent Christians when Jesus was the biggest pacifist of all time. It's like, at some point, you have to think, am I actually Christian if I'm very for war? Maybe you're not. Maybe you just think you follow Jesus. So my list is about being practical. My list is about, here are the people that are going to get oil from me, because we're going to go conquer these people. We're going to conquer Tiffany Trump's new fiance's not Lebanon specifically, but we'll go conquer Nigeria. I promise. Nigeria has oil. We'll conquer Libya. We'll conquer whoever we need to conquer. Definitely Saudi Arabia is number one on the list, because my biggest thing when I made this list is, how anti-gay are you? I mean, if you're from a country that is all about having 20 babies in your family, because that's how Muslims are. They all want to have like 10 kids. And then you're against gay people to the point that you'll persecute them, and you're not for women's rights, then I'm definitely going after you. And I am a firm believer that my people knew exactly who we were going to kill someday. We wanted to make sure that the people we killed were the worst people, and that's why we gave the Saudis oil. Everyone in the Middle East believes that Israel got no oil because God doesn't care about them, Allah doesn't care about them, but Saudi Arabia, the Wahhabis, which is a very radical form of Islam, they got all the oil because God loves them. That's what people in the Middle East believe. And I want to show them I know it's weird. I'm not God. I'll be God during war. You'll find out that when you go to war with me, this guy is more like God than anyone you've ever experienced, because next thing you know, your entire country is dead and I have the oil, because I don't want your people to be around to kill my people. I will take every inch of Saudi Arabia. I will take every single inch of Qatar. I will take every single inch of the UAE. I will take every single inch of Egypt. Or I'll take the parts of Egypt that matter, and then I'll set up roadblocks so that you can't get to the parts that matter. I will take every single inch of Kuwait. I will take every single inch of Nigeria. Well, I'll take southern Nigeria, and then I'll probably leave northern Nigeria alone. And then you guys are going to have to find out how to get oil. Or you're going to have to try to assimilate into my society. And so my plan is to show these people that are religious nuts, you think that God told you to hate gay people, and then you found out that God was an angry gay person that decided to kill your entire country and take your oil. And what am I going to do with the oil I take? My plan is to build pyramid cities in the desert in Egypt so that we never have to use oil again. We're going to kill a large percentage of the world's population. That's my plan, because people consume oil. Every single year, the world consumes 1 trillion gallons of oil, and you can say, we're not going to run out of oil, I promise. We have plenty of oil left. Everyone tells me that, and what I'll tell you is, the earth is this big. That much of that earth is oil. We're burning 1 trillion gallons of oil a year. What happens when the oil's gone? It's gone. And do we have to worry about water? Yes. I've heard, I can't remember which country it was in the Middle East. Maybe it's Bahrain. I don't know which country, but they are planning on breaking off icebergs from Antarctica and towing the icebergs to their country to have water. And what I'm telling you is, water and oil are very real problems, and that's why we need to reduce the Earth's population. I'm a firm believer in reducing the Earth's population by war. I think that most of us would rather fight for our ability to survive than sit back and let a biological weapon kill us. But it's very clear the military isn't very well prepared. Because if there's anything that the military should have always been more concerned about than anything else, it's a biological weapon. I mean, really. But they think that bombs blow people up. That's true. Bombs do blow people up. You know how many people die when you drop a pretty big bomb on people? I don't know. I mean, really, not that many, unless it's a nuke. And it's a nuke targeting very specific areas. So at some point, someone should have thought to themselves, wow, bombs are not nearly as big of a threat as biological weapons, and maybe we should actually be prepared for biological warfare if we're military people. But instead what happened is we had all people from the same class at West Point that went to school with Lloyd Austin, all of them, that have been in charge, and they all think that the way to do military is shooting people, which it is. And that's why the military is going to be very important. I want our military to lead this coalition of countries that will go and take the Middle East's oil. And do we want to take Venezuela's oil? Yes. So I want my military and all these other countries to join me in taking people's oil and proving to all the people that believe in Allah, that hate gay people, this gay person's superior. Very superior. You are not superior to me, I promise. If there's any country that's not superior to me, it's Saudi Arabia. You were put there so that we can kill everyone in your country. That's why you're there. Because you are mean. Because you are bad. Because you are who people think are good. You are who the Middle East thinks. If we were just religious nuts like Saudi Arabia, if we just mistreated women enough, we would be more powerful. The reality is that's not the truth. If you were actually kind and humble, then you could be on my side. That's why very, very small countries like Albania, they're on my side because they're a small, humble country. But you know what? If you're a very arrogant, powerful country, I really don't want you on my side. And so I've said it in the past, England and Germany and France, they might want to go and defend the Middle East so that they can continue to have their oil supply. They might find out that we're going to beat them. And my stance on nuclear weapons is we won't use nuclear weapons. We will send ground troops with handguns if necessary. We will overwhelm you with bodies. And the Americans will donate their gun stashes to make sure that every single person that joins our military from Nepal has a gun so that they can go fight, because all our troops are going to be armed. And I'm a firm believer in sending bodies to kill people, not just sitting back and not nuking people. So nuclear war, when does it happen? During World War III, when one of our enemies use nukes. So say that Germany goes, okay, we're screwed, we got to use nukes, and what happens then? Like, we will nuke every single part of your country, but we'll nuke so that the fallout hits your cities, because we want to protect your real estate, and then we'll probably even nuke the suburbs. I'm a firm believer we can rebuild, but I want to rebuild in zero carbon emission cities, in zero consumption cities. I want to rebuild in concentrated solar cities. I want to rebuild pyramids in the desert that have towers, and where you can watch my video. I'll make a playlist, and I have a plan for helping the human race survive, because right now everyone's plan is kumbaya. We don't need to kill anyone to save the planet, and my plan is we have to go to war. Who should we go to war with? Let's go to war with the hateful people. Let's go to war with everyone in the Middle East.